What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to Through the Dust. Uh, I am out this morning. I'm rode up here to Bienville National Forest, and it has been a foggy, overcast morning, but I am enjoying it while I was here because I know once the sun comes out, it's gonna get hot. But it's good to be back with you guys. I had intentions a few weeks ago with the last video I posted to keep posting, but I got sick and didn't lose my voice, but my voice was very much compromised, and on top of just not feeling good. And so anyway, we're back now, and I don't know how consistent. I don't know if I'll be able to do devotions every week, but my goal is to at the very least once a month, give you guys like one good devotional video. If Lord wills and opportunities come to do more, I certainly will. But today was one of those days. Most of the time when I go ride, I want to cover some ground. I want to make some distance. But today was one of those days where I was like, I just want to go find somewhere and just sit and just be quiet and just listen and just kind of be out here. And this was a spot I found not too long ago on some ATV trails, and it's a lot of cutover, obviously, but it's on top of a hill. It's just a quiet place to just come sit. But I wanted to kind of come and talk with you guys. Recently, I'm a big Louis L'Amour fan. I like reading his, especially the Western books. I've read some of his other books, but I'm really particular to the Western because I love, you know, early American history, 1800s and just going west. I mean, those stories are any kind of story like that is neat to me. So I really enjoy his books, and I recently finished one called Tucker. I'll try to insert an image here of that cover. But Tucker was an interesting book. Just to kind of give you a brief rundown without spoiling the story too much. Him and his dad sell a bunch of cattle that belong to them and their neighbors in Texas. On their way back to Texas to bring the money back to their own ranch and their neighbors' ranches, the dad gets bucked off his horse, breaks his leg. The horse runs off. Tucker finds the horse later. Some bandits have found the horse as well as all of their money, and he can't stand down three guys. So they back him down. His dad eventually dies, and that sets Tucker on this mission to get these guys back, to not only run them down and get revenge on them, but also to get all of the money back. And that's the whole book basically is him following these guys from, I don't even know where they started, somewhere from Texas, New Mexico, up through Colorado, eventually all the way out to Los Angeles. And so it's definitely a revenge story. Well, along the way of doing this, he meets a guy who's seemingly at first glance just a buffalo hunter, but come to find out is very well connected, very involved in railroad building and things of that nature, very wealthy, very well connected, but just kind of an all around guy. Like he can be buffalo hunting one day and then building a railroad the next day. Like he's just that guy. Everybody knows him. Everywhere they go, everybody knows him. And he ends up offering Tucker a job to build a project right there in Colorado. Abandon the hunt for these guys and come to work for me. You'll make more money than you ever will get back from those guys. Plus, when you do catch them, they probably spent the money anyway. In that same time, Tucker meets described a beautiful young single woman who lives on a ranch with her dad. He needs help on the ranch, and him and her obviously hit it off, and the opportunity for him to stay and marry her and help around there and work for the railroad all takes place. But Tucker can't not chase these guys down. He lays there and he thinks about it. And he says, "I gotta get them. I gotta find them, and I gotta get this money back." So he leaves the job. He leaves the possible wife, and continues hunting these guys. And along that journey, he runs into quite a few older men who I believe in the book are kind of symbolic of just moments of wisdom and clarity. One being the girl that he's, hit it off with. Her dad is one of the guys who tell him, stop this hunt, stop this search for these guys. Forget about them. Look at what you can have today. You're going to leave this to go run them down, possibly get killed in the process of doing it. And like you've been told, even if you catch them, the money's probably gone. And he ignores every one of them, and he just continues hunting. Finally, I don't want to spoil too much for the book if you do want to go read it. He does eventually, toward the end of the book, come to his senses and go back. But that got me thinking the whole time I was reading it. I got to thinking about, have I done that? And I'm sure I have. Times where we get locked on to something, just locked into something in our mind that we must accomplish, that is not in God's will, that is not in God's plan, that is not beneficial to us at all. It is not promoting any sort of growth or good for us at all. But I think revenge is a good topic there, that we just are dead set that we've got to do this. And I think going with the book Tucker, I think unforgiveness would be probably the most likely and easiest thing there, where a lot of times we will harbor frustration and anger and resentment towards somebody because we feel that is the just thing to do. They wronged us, and it's really, we see it as our only option. In the meantime, in order to maintain the preservation of that bitterness, we've got to reject God's uh, offerings of healing through forgiveness and the ability to move on to much better lives than we would ever have, even if we got the ultimate fantasized revenge upon this person. We'll reject those, though. We'll reject the healing, the ability to move on, everything, even the restoration of what was taken, if we would just forgive and let it go. And a lot of times we can be like old Tucker in that book and, and just hold on to it, intentionally hold on to it. Biblically, it reminds me a lot of the story of Jacob and Esau. You'll find that story in Genesis chapter 25, where Esau is the older brother. They were twins born about the same time. I mean, Esau comes out first and Jacob comes out, clenching his heels. I mean, they're born like literally back to back. But Esau being born first is the elder, so therefore the birthright belongs to him. That means he's kind of the favored one, as far as wealth and possessions and authority. I mean, it kind of just goes to him as being the firstborn. But he's kind of a man of the land, and he doesn't take this seriously, and Jacob does. Jacob wants the birthright. And Esau comes in one day from hunting, and he's starving. And Jacob, I don't know if he knew this was going to work or not, but he makes him a offer. Trade me your birthright for a bowl of soup. And he does it. He does it. And it's kind of one of those things that when I was reading Tucker and I was examining my own life, it kind of, how many times do we trade birthright level blessings and opportunities for temporary, fleeting bowls of soup? And this is not a question I can answer for you, obviously, but it is a good self-examination, not to bring condemnation and shame. We know those things are not from God. But maybe some clarity. Maybe you're on the trail right now, tracking down these guys and fantasizing what you're going to do when you catch them. And maybe this can bring to a campfire moment where you realize, why am I out here doing this? Why am I chasing these guys down? What have I left behind to be out here? I'm going back. God's made opportunity for me elsewhere. I forget this. I'm going back to the doors that God has opened for me. There's a lot of different ways. If you've been banging your head against a wall for a long time and just insisting that this is going to work, maybe this can be a clarity moment, a moment of sobriety where you realize maybe it's time to hang this up. I don't know. It just kind of was one of those things that made me examine myself and my decisions that I've made and rethink some things and go, or even just in the future. It may not be nothing momentary right now, but maybe in the future, something comes up, and maybe you'll remember Jacob and Esau. Maybe you'll remember old Tucker, and go, before I even get on this trail, let me weigh this out and see, is it worth going after? And God is so good at providing for us ways out of these situations. We know Romans 8:28, God works all things for the good of those who love him and are called according to his purpose. And so I can either believe that and follow the Lord and trust the Lord for him to work this very unfortunate situation for my good, or I can take matters into my own hands and spend an undisclosed amount of time of my life wasted in a pursuit of things that just aren't profitable. I don't know. Something to think about, guys. Something to chew on. But anyway, I wanted to sit out here and listen to these birds and watch these clouds roll over until the sun does come out and start frying me on this hill. And we're going to go make some tracks and just kind of ride a little while. But anyway, guys, if you're into reading, go read old Tucker, or go to Genesis 25, read the story of Jacob and Esau. Both really good stories with a lot of good lessons in them. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you checking in with us. Give us a like and a subscribe. Recommend this channel to your friends. I would love to see this channel grow and create some opportunities. But anyway, God bless you guys. I love you. Stay safe out there, and we'll see you next time.